Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Center, where I'm doing my Let's Play. And on the planet Kerbin, we are going to be launching some Kerbals out into space again today. After my victorious episode last time of getting to the moon, we're going to do some little bit more simpler things today. I've accepted a few contracts, and I think it's about time we fulfilled them. Now, we've got those survey ones to do. We'll look at them later in the episode. But for now, we've got visual surveys of Kerbin. I'm going to do those ones in between episodes. We can pick these up whenever I want. Test the Rockomax, a skipper liquid engine landed at Kerbin, so we're going to do that one very easily and very quickly. And then this one, test the LV-1R liquid fuel engine orbiting Kerbin. So we're going to do those two first off. So let's get into our vehicle assembly building, and we're going to do the skipper liquid engine landed first. Okay, so we're going to put a command pod down. We're going to get a small fuel tank and slap that on the bottom, and then we're going to get that. Now let's just double check which one it was. Landed at Kerbin, orbiting. Oh, here we go. It's the Rockomax Skipper Liquid landed, which I think is this one, the big one. There we go. We get to test that. This is going to be just a contract craft. So how many contract crafts have we had? We've had 6. So this is the Mark 7. Okay. Contract. Oh, hang on. Typo. Seven, did we say? 5, 6, 7. There we go. There's the Mark 7. Let's make sure we've got a pilot of some description in there. Let's get Patman in there. Why not? Who is nearly level 2, by the way, after visiting the moon. Let's save that and launch. So here we are on the launch pad, and for this contract all we have to do is activate it whilst landed. We are activated, we're carrying fuel, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put the throttle down to 0, activate the engine, that's that contract got done, recover the vessel. No messing. Here we are with the information. We got all the funds recovered, 100% of everything. We'd used nothing. We didn't get any science, and of course Patman's back. We've got one notification saying we completed the contract. It gives us 1,000 and a little bit of science. Fantastic. Next up, we've got the one where we have to go to the orbit. So let's get ourselves in here. Now this is good. We're going to do the contract craft Mark 8. Here we go, is the Mark 8 version. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the orbiter. Where it is, the orbiter Mark 2, I think it is. This is, I think, the Orbiter Mark II. We're going to use this as our basis for getting up into orbit again. Hopefully it's got enough oomph. What was the question? It wanted to test the LV-1R. Now, if I remember correctly, that is this one here. It's a radial mounted one, but it is absolutely and utterly tiny. So we're going to just get 2 of these little babies and pop them on the side here like this. We only have to activate them whilst in space. It doesn't matter. We have to be orbiting between 80 and 85,000 meters. So we're going to change this to Contract Craft 8. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And we're just going to send this up. We're going to make sure we've got a crew member. We're going to make sure we've got a good pilot. We'll take Patman with us. He's our most experienced pilot. He can do things good and proper. We'll save that. There we go, and head out to the launch pad to get into orbit. Oh, here we are. Right then, the only thing I've changed here is that I've moved the staging of those 2 little tiny thrusters that we have to test right near the top there, so that they're not going to explode right near the beginning. Let's bring up our... Have we got monopropellant? No, that's good. Let's bring up our little list here so that we can see exactly when we're... What's the note? The note, I think, is to perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all the conditions are met. That's not a problem. We can do that. So let's get the SAS on. There we go. Throttle up to maximum, and we're going to launch the vessel. Just save it in case the game crashes whilst we're doing this. And away we go. Up we off with Patman. We're going to see how quickly we can do this. This vessel, we've done it a few times, but it's nice just to get ourselves in orbit again. I'm hoping that this thing can get into orbit. It was labelled Orbiter Mark II, so hopefully it can get there. Has it got a solar panel on the side or anything? No. It hasn't really got anything on the side. Never mind. We don't really want to go above 150 meters per second at this stage, but we haven't really got much choice. This solid booster is just going to keep going. So when we separate this stage, I will see you at the beginning of the next stage, I think. So I will see you in a couple of stages' time when we're a little bit higher. Okay, we're coming up to the end of the second stage. I'm starting to bring the craft over. And bang, we're on the last stage now. So we're going to bring it up to 45 degrees. There we are, Pac-Man, in your little ship. We could put these extra nozzles on, but we're not high enough and we're not in orbit yet. Let's just switch to the map here, see how we're getting on. Right, what height have we got at the minute? 25 with 34 second time to the... Oh, 33 seconds, so we're slowly catching up on that. Yeah, 27,000. It's not increasing very quickly, so what I'm going to do is just switch back. It's really an orbit that we should be able to achieve. I'm going to dial us back to about 50 degrees. Check that. 29. We're still getting too close, so I'm going to bring it back down to about 60 degrees. 30 seconds. We want to try and keep ourselves about the 30-second mark. We don't want to get any closer than that, really. 31 seconds. That's good. Okay, so now we'll see how high we can get with this fuel. Let's bring the fuel. Oh, we've got loads of fuel. This is going to be no problem. All right. Well, I'll see you when we're nearly 80,000 meters. Okay, we just used about half of our fuel in our last stage here, and we just hit 70 kilometers, which means we're going to get into space. So we're going to get ready to stop the engines as soon as we get to about 82. 80, 81, 82, there we go. Oh, we just creeped into 83. Well, we need to get a little bit closer before we can burn, but I'm going to use the maneuver node system to help me calculate how long it's going to take us to actually achieve an orbit. So let's get that maneuver node up there. We couldn't do this before, but we can do it now. We've upgraded the tracking center, which we did just before we went to the moon, and I think it was about to flip. When these two get side by side, that is where I'm going to stop it. Brilliant. And according to this, it's a 55-second burn. Can we focus on a capsule again? Never mind. Right, it's a 55-second burn, and which means we want to do about half of it each side of the node. We want to do half of it before, half of it after. So what we'll do is when we get to about 25 seconds to the node, we're only about 40 seconds off now, we will start that burn. We also need to make sure that we're pointing in the right direction here. So this little blue cross is where the maneuver node is telling us to face. So we're now facing the ship in that direction. 25 seconds, full throttle. Full throttle, missed a button there. Here we go then, so it's counting down. We're 19 seconds to node, 17 seconds to node, 43 seconds left in the burn. You can see here the orbit is bending out both ways beautifully. Oh, what a fantastic craft this is. Fuel is getting low, but we should be fine. 28 seconds remaining. 25. So at 25 seconds we hit the mark. That's not far off. 19, 17. I'm sure we're going to be alright with this. Look at that. Beautiful orbit coming out. Going to get ready to cut those engines. Hit X as soon as we get close to that. 4, 5, 4. There we are. 3, 2, 1, and stop. A little bit more. There we go. Right, let's remove that maneuver node. We have an orbit, and we are currently orbiting at... Let's get our altimeter up. 83,000 meters, which is right within our range for us to test these two little engines here. But what we're going to do is we are going to throttle down. We have throttled down already. Now activate. There we go. And that's the contract completed. The only thing we need to do now is bring Pac-Man back to the planet. Now, we don't have to spin around the planet and go up there. Let's just use Pac-Man's abilities here, level 1 abilities, to point the ship in the retrograde, the opposite way to which we are travelling around the planet. And what we'll try and do is bring it back down close to the Kerbal Space Center. So there it is. There's the Space Center there. So I'm going to wait until the craft is gone and done an almost complete rotation around the planet. So we're just speeding up time. He's going through into the dark, and it looks like we're going to be landing at night again, which I don't like, but never mind. I think we're about 11 days now into our Kerbal space experience. I think because we're quite in a low orbit, I should be dropping about here. So it's going to be quite close. We have plenty of fuel. Well, not plenty of fuel, but enough fuel. That's the important thing. I think here will do. Here will do. We'll just let the retrograde marker turn round as the ship faces the opposite way. Where is it? There it is. So we need to get this burning now and reduce our orbit. There we are. The orbit's going to be decreasing. And as long as we get beneath about 40,000, we're fine. And at this rate, looks like we're going to be just dipping into the ocean in front of the Kerbal Space Center, which I believe is around here. I can't see very well. It's a bit dark. And we want to overshoot that because as soon as we hit that atmosphere, we're going to get slowed down significantly. So actually, I might just flip ourselves round and give ourselves just a little bit more of a boost whilst we're up here in space. So just extend that out slightly to there. There we go. Let's see how that works. So back in here, we're going to be falling back towards the planet. You can see we're going over the desert on the other side. And there's the mountains near the space center over there. So we'll see how that goes. Turn the SAS off. We don't need that. And we are slowly going to fall back to the planet. So let's speed up time as we've now left space. I think we're not going to fall quickly enough for my liking. So let's turn the SAS back on, get ourselves in our retrograde, and I want to bring our sideways momentum down as much as possible. These little tiny thrusters on the side will be thrusting away as well as the main one, so let's use up the last 15 units of fuel. There we go, that slowed us down a little bit. We don't want to do any detaching yet. We want to see how close we can get all this stuff to the space center. We need to be below 20,000 meters though. We're coming in very shallow. We need to be below 20,000 meters for those parachutes to even think about deploying. We've gone right over the center now-ish. But it's still 40,000 meters, so we have overshot a little bit, but that's okay. We're probably going to start hitting the atmosphere properly soon. Yeah, here we are. We're hitting the atmosphere properly. So we're getting the flare effects, the glimmers of pixels in the background as the Space Center goes out of sight. And as soon as we're slowed down below about... Well, I don't know. I don't want these parachutes to rip off, so I'm going to wait for it to slow down. God, look at that speed. We're pulling about 4 Gs at the minute. That's not too bad. When we came back from the moon, it went past off the scale. But 4 Gs, I'm sure we can cope with that, can't we, Pac-Man? So you can see the craft now slowing down, lots and lots still. That air, as it gets into the thicker parts of the atmosphere as it drops down, really souping around that ship. The faster you go, the more drag you create in an I believe it's an exponential pattern as well. So we're going to make sure that we are on our side. We're below 300 now, so... Oh, we've lost electrical charge, which means I cannot use the RCS. We've used up all the electrical charge, so we're just going to have to deploy chutes and hope that we don't crash too hard into each other. This could be a little bit dangerous. There's nothing else we could have done there. The 2 chutes are going to open up, and we may even... There's nothing we can do about this. Nothing we can do about this at all. Let's keep this time warp going until we get to about 500 meters, which is when the chutes will open. Oh, the little jolt there as the chutes opened just knocks the capsule off. Hopefully it won't land on top of each other. That'd be terrible if that happened. But let's just forward time now until we get into the sea. And Pac-Man can be recovered by... Well... I don't know what recovers the vessels. It seems to all be very automatic these days. But never mind, I don't care about that. Here we go. We're getting close. And Pac-Man is back after completing the contract. Into the water. Now, where is that other one? Where is it? There it is. It's coming down. I don't think it's going to land on top of us. It looks like it's coming to one side slightly. Ever so slightly. Here it comes. I don't think it's going to land on us. It's blooming close, though. Very, very close. Look at this. Right next to us there. Which way is it going to fall? Oh, it's going to fall on us. And gives it a little nudge. Right, let's recover these guys. Okay, so there we go. We got the capsule back. We got the crew back. We've completed this mission, which means we've got a little bit of... Oh, well, we've got a lot of money, actually. 80,000 is quite a lot for a little contract like that, considering how easy it was. And a load of science. 41 science. We've got loads of reputation for that. We're nearly in the blue on the reputation. 500 odd science to spend. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We can't spend that science, though, because we need to upgrade R&D first, and it's going to cost 510,000 to do. We haven't even got that sort of money. We might have some parts floating around, so just off to the tracking centre. Yeah, look, there we go. We got the debris from the contract craft. Let's recover that. There we go. Right, so that's some more contracts done now. Let's have a look now at mission control, see what we've got here. Plant a flag on the moon. We'll save that for a moon trip. Science data from space around Kerbin. We could have done that, actually, whilst we were up there, if we'd have stuck some sort of communitron on it or something. Flip, should have done that. Explore Juna. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. I'd love to do that. However, I want more. I want to unlock more things first in the tech tree before we go to Juna. Temperature scans around Kerbin. Probably not a good idea to do at the minute. Visual surveys of the moon. Position a satellite around the moon. We've got lots of really quite difficult things here at the minute. But we can plant a flag on the moon. And get science data from space around the moon. Probably quite easy. Science data from space around Kerbin. Yes, I think that's another one we should do. So let's accept that contract. Aha, indeed. Close that and... Oh, it's night time. We're not going to have a night launch. I don't like night launch. Well, yeah, I don't like night launches. So that's a contract craft. We don't want that. We want the site... What's this? Contains locked or invalid parts. Okay. We want the Science Craft Mark III, I think? Okay, this is the Science Craft Mark III. This is one that we was using to just blast around. I don't think we got ourselves in orbit with this one. But it says in space, I think the contract said, not orbit. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin. So we could just launch this vessel and complete that contract. I think it's the plan. So let's do it. Let's get Pac-Man in there. And we just have to get up there and do some different bits and bobs. So let's launch. Oh, hang on a minute. None of the seats. Oh, I forgot to put Pac-Man inside it. Cancel. Now we'll launch. What? Hang on, cancel that. Pac-Man, get in there. Brilliant. What I'm going to do, though, is I am going to put some... Oh, has it got solar panels? It has got a solar panel. Okay, that's fine. Let's launch it now. Okay, so this stage here is just burnt out. I'm going to activate this decoupler without doing anything else. There we go. The reason for that is that we were actually going to end up high enough in space as it is. If we have a look here in the map, you can see that we're going to get up to 77 kilometres, which is space. We don't actually need to fire this top stage. We may as well bring the fuel back down with us and everything that we can do. So we're going to get ready to do scientific data as soon as we get up high enough. So let's just increase time just a little bit. We don't want to overshoot. 58, 59, 60, 1, 2, 3, come on, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there we are, space, right. So we're going to do a crew report, we're going to keep the data, we're going to do mystery goo, we're going to keep the data. I don't think we're really going to get any science points from this, but never mind. Let's get the materials bay. There we are. We'll keep that data. I don't think we could do an EVA, but I'm not going to. We're just going to head straight back down again and recover the vessel. There we go. So let's speed up time. You can see the Space Center is over there. So what we're going to do now is we are going to activate this engine, but we're just going to use it to bring ourselves over towards the Space Center a little bit. So we don't want to go up at all. We want to be on our side. And ideally we want to land right in the Space Center complex. We don't want to land on it though. That would be terrible. According to this though, we are going to land quite close. We want to kind of come over this way a bit. So if I rotate the vessel round sort of in this direction and kind of thrust in that direction there, it's not helping very much. Let's point the bottom down a little bit. Bring ourselves over that way a little bit slower. Maximum power. I think at this stage it's probably better for us just to bring the fuel back rather than try and expend it getting closer. So we're below 20,000. We're going through the main part of the atmosphere. Once we've gone through this thick stuff and slowed down, we'll get on our side again and launch our chutes. Let's turn the SAS off at the minute. Get ready. 6,000 meters. As soon as we hit 200 meters per second, rotate the craft round. Rotating craft. Craft still trying to rotate. Separate. And gear, landing gear as well. That's full of fuel, so it's probably going to explode now in my look. But we'll see about that. I don't know whether it will. It's just going to be... Whoa! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The parachute broke because of time acceleration. We're probably going to die here. Oh my goodness! The craft just survived. Those landing legs really did it some good stuff there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's why we have landing legs on these things. God, they're broke now, I think, the landing legs, but never mind. Where's the other... There's the other part. Let's time... Oh, it just disappeared. Of course it just disappeared. That's what happens when you time accelerate. Well, we got back, and we didn't die. That's the good thing. Let's recover the vessel. So here we go. We earned a tiny weeny bit of science from that, which is not important. And we got everything back there. But what is important is we completed the contract, and we got ourselves 31,000 credits. Brilliant. Love it. Well, there we go. Today we've managed to do, I think, 3 contracts very quickly in succession. Got a load of money, load of science points. I love it. Between episodes, I'm going to go and probably do those visual surveys from around here with the jet plane. And I'm going to try and figure out a way to get on the other side of the planet to do those other visual surveys with the jet plane. It's too far just to go with a Mark II, so we're going to need a Mark III. Well, like I said, that's all for now. Any thoughts, ideas or questions, please put them in the comments below. And until I see you next time, goodbye.